SpaceX is pushing the limits of science as it burns the midnight oil to actualize the dream of making life multiplanetary in the next few decades. After the successful launch of Starship Flight 5 and the historic capturing of the first stage Super Heavy booster of its Starship rocket, the company quickly shifted its focus onto the next test flight, which was intended to occur anywhere between the 18th and 20th of November 2024. Before this launch, SpaceX's president Gwynne Shotwell gave a few updates that have sparked interest among the keen followers of the company. Based on these updates, it is clear that it is stopping at nothing to ensure that it achieves the vision of pushing human civilization to unprecedented levels. So what exactly did Gwynne Shotwell say? And what does it mean for the company going forward? Let's get into it. SpaceX has successfully launched multiple rockets into space, with each mission helping to get a step closer to the biggest goal in space exploration, that of getting back to the lunar surface and even getting to Mars. These test flights, though expensive and without immediate financial returns, are critical for the future of human space travel. The rigorous testing and refining of the technology by SpaceX helps to ensure that the systems intended to transport humans to the moon, and ultimately Mars, are as safe and reliable as possible. For example, it is through these flights that SpaceX has continuously proven its mettle and capacity to operate similar flights in the future when a time comes for humans to be shuttled to the lunar surface and beyond. Of course, with each success, it was bound to be just a matter of time before other like-minded parties came knocking on SpaceX's door. One such partner is NASA. The federal agency has struck such a lovely chemistry with the company and has even gone ahead and awarded it a number of lucrative contracts. One of these contracts is the Commercial Crew Program, where SpaceX is responsible for ferrying astronauts to and from the International Space Station. In this contract, NASA committed a whopping $3 billion to ensure that this vision is actualized fully. And that's not all. In 2021, the agency awarded SpaceX another contract worth $2.9 billion. In this contract, SpaceX will be responsible for the development of a lunar lander as part of NASA's Artemis program. This program is key to NASA's goal of returning humans to the moon by 2025 and paving the way for future manned missions to Mars. In addition to that, NASA has chosen SpaceX to handle the deorbiting of the International Space Station at the end of its operational life. These contracts are proof enough that SpaceX has claimed its position as the undisputed leader in space exploration. So much so that even government agencies are not shying away from committing billions of dollars to have the company do some of their heavy lifting for them. As we have already mentioned, SpaceX is still invested in testing the Starship to ensure that it gets everything right and reduces the room for error to almost nil. Now it is evident that the company is not making any money with these flights. So how is the company managing to stay afloat, especially considering that it's still investing billions into innovations and advancements and also keeping other aspects of the company running? Well, Gwynne Shotwell has provided the answer to that, and it is surprising and unexpected. As it turns out, the company is highly reliant on its satellite internet constellation, Starlink. Currently, Starlink has about 4 million subscribers, implying that it's getting quite a good amount of revenue from the subscription fee. Speaking about this service, Shotwell referred to it as, quote, the financial backbone for SpaceX's multi-orbit spacecraft project. So confident is Shotwell that she even projected that the service will add a zero to the parent company's valuation. To understand what Shotwell meant, we just need to look at Starlink's growth in the last few years. You see, in 2022, the company recorded a revenue of a meager $1.4 billion. However, in 2024, its revenue is expected to shoot to a whopping $6.6 billion. With that, it is possible to see why Shotwell was so adamant Starlink is poised to be SpaceX's backbone as it continues to make strides in its quest for achieving multi-planetary transportation within the next few years. In addition to that, Shotwell shed some light on what we might expect in the coming days with the Starship. During an interview, she was asked what people should expect in relation to this aircraft. Her answer showed that SpaceX could be set to unveil a number of upgrades that will see this spacecraft increase its payload capacity from a maximum of 180 metric tons to a staggering 200 tons. Needless to say, this boost will make Starship even more capable, allowing it to carry heavier loads into space, which is crucial for its long-term goals, including colonizing Mars and supporting other large-scale satellite missions. What is more surprising is that Shotwell went further to reveal that Starship's reusable payload bay will offer significant advantages for satellite operators, including the ability to repair or replace components in orbit. This feature is poised to help drastically reduce the financial impact of minor satellite failures by allowing in-orbit servicing. Rather than relying on costly and time-consuming launches for replacement satellites, this innovative design could enable satellite operators to perform maintenance, such as replacing faulty parts or refueling, without the need to bring the entire satellite back to Earth. Imagine a faulty Starlink satellite being repaired in space instead of having to bring it back to Earth, which would end up being costlier and more time-consuming. Now, in addition to that, Shotwell stated that Starship's large payload bay is designed in a way that it is capable of handling a variety of payload sizes, making it a game-changer in space logistics. And now, in what might be a shocker to some of the most valuable companies globally like Nvidia, Apple, and Amazon, Shotwell has fired what sounded like warning shot after confirming that SpaceX is well on its way of joining that elite club and potentially unseating them to take the crown of the most valuable company in the world. So how does SpaceX plan to attain this feat? It turns out that in the next 4 years, the company plans to fly as many as 400 Starships. Considering that Starship is gradually becoming the most valuable part of the company, it goes without saying that the return on this investment will be colossal and will easily catapult SpaceX to the top. It is possible to look at this in another way. With Starship poised to become SpaceX's most lucrative segment, it is possible that the company could even decide to go the stock buyback way, further demonstrating to the market that the company anticipates significant sustained returns from its mission. Also, it is important for us to note that SpaceX stands to benefit significantly from being part of an interconnected ecosystem of companies under Elon Musk's leadership, with each of these companies contributing unique expertise to its vision of Mars colonization. Consider Tesla, for example. The electric vehicle manufacturer can provide advanced batteries and energy solutions that can be used to power rovers, habitats, and other exploration equipment on Mars. Meanwhile, the Boring Company could come in with its tunneling technology and expertise to help in the construction of underground habitats or infrastructure on the Red Planet, thus offering protection from radiation and harsh surface conditions whenever a need arises. If harnessed effectively and efficiently, this synergy will not only accelerate the development of critical technologies needed for our multi-planetary missions, but also reduce reliance on external suppliers that could end up being costlier. This is a significant aspect that could give SpaceX a strategic advantage in its ambitious plans for interplanetary exploration and settlement. Now, as we wait for more news concerning Starship Flight 7, all eyes will be on SpaceX, as it is evident that more exciting news will keep on being released. Let us know your thoughts about these developments in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and we will see you in the next one.